Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I am Robert from Jobs 180, and I will be hosting today. I will be hosting the webinar for today. This is Jobs 180's Marketing Me Live. So, yung iba baka familiar sa Marketing Me ng Jobs 180. We usually do this sa school campuses, and well, I'm sure you understand why we are doing this online now. But, syempre, dahil online, nag-capitalize kami sa opportunity, nag-invite kami ng aming industry partners as part of ating mga speakers. Before, hindi natin kailangan gawin yon, pero dahil nga online, yan, may opportunity tayo, ma-invite sila for that. So, thank you. Thank you very much for joining us today. And, well, sinilip ko kanina yung mga nag-register para sa webinar na to. And, well, honestly, madami kayo. So, I hope nandito kayo lahat. Dun sa mga wala pa, sana makasunod kayo. And thank you as well sa ating representatives, school representatives para sa pag-invite ng ating mga viewers. In connection sa ating mga viewers, we want to know you better. So please comment ang inyong name, course, school, year you graduated or graduating. So yun, we want to get to know you better. And well, you can do this anytime during the program. Hindi siya ngayon lang pwede gawin. So kapag sa mga susunod na habol, pwedeng nyo ilagay yan. Or kung hindi nyo nagawa before ng next portion, lagay nyo lang doon. Mapapansin namin kayo. So that is your name, school, course, year you graduated, or the year you are graduating para dun sa ating graduating students. So, well, before we continue, may we please invite you to join us for a quick prayer.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures here below. Praise Him above, ye heavenly hosts. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
Okay, so just a few announcements. Jobs 180 will have school-centered webinars throughout September, and also after that, we will also be having area-centered webinars soon. So para dun sa mga schools na I guess hirap magkaroon ng sarili nilang webinar, we will be grouping them based on your area. And yung speakers na i-invite natin for that, well, specific din sa inyong area. So they are very fit para dun sa job openings, kung paano yung industry around your area. So stay tuned sa ating schedule for that. For now, I would like to show our topics for today for our session entitled Disconnect to Connect. So we will be flashing our topics right here for you. Our first topic will be turning hobbies to a career. Next is digital fatigue and detox. Last, balancing productivity and wellness. You could see yung ating mga speakers, companies that kung saan galing ating mga speakers, and I will be introducing them better later. So, mas malalim ang aking pag-introduce. For now, I would like to let you know lang ng ating mga flow. First, I will introduce the speaker, and then of course, yung speaker bibigyan niya yung talk. Tayo naman as an audience, please comment ang inyong question sa ating comment box. Kasi after nung topic ng ating speaker, we will have a Q&A portion. So kahit anytime during sa talk, hindi nyo kailangan hintayin umabot sa end para i-type ang inyong comments. Once na may comment kayo of a question, lagay nyo na sa comment box, and meron kaming team na magmamonitor nitong mga questions nyo. Okay? So I would like to introduce our first speaker. Let's move on to our first topic. And our first speaker, he is an operations strategist specializing in the fields of human resources and real estate. Known fondly as Tito B in both industries, his professional approach is more of a mentor than that of a boss, which can be attributed to his athletic roots. He is currently the head of human resources operations for Greenfield Marketers One, a wholly owned subsidiary of Greenfield Development Corporation. Had he pursued the basketball career, he would probably be in the PBA Hall of Fame. Regardless, he is still a force to be reckoned with and an all around MVP. So let us please welcome the HR head for Greenfield Marketers One, Mr. Jose Manuel or Boying M. Diloy III.
Okay. Wow.
Hello,
Thanks.
good afternoon, sir.
Hi. Good
Nice to have
afternoon.
you
Good
here
afternoon.
today.
Yeah, I was reading this introduction. I don't know who came up with this. Funny. Thank you.
Retired, sir. It's one of the best introductions we have here sa ating mga webinar.
I appreciate.
So,
I
sir,
appreciate.
your topic is turning hobbies into a career. Maybe brief preview, sneak peek lang. Tanong ko kayo, sir, kung ano ang hobby na meron kayo na nagagamit nyo often dito sa inyong career.
Well, you know, for purposes of maybe this topic, though, I think a hobby or slash it's a leisure activity. That's somewhat different from our daily job, no. Um, for me, for example, I'm a fan of two wheels. I ride motorcycles, so from scooters to big bikes. I'm still into sports. I still play. I'm into I'm into boxing. I'm into mixed martial arts. Kasi etong mga to, you need these hobbies, these leisure activities. For your mentals. You know what I mean. It helps you. Um, so long it kind of serves as a barrier, so it can help you develop yourself and recharge your batteries. That is, of course, not as demanding as yung mga trabaho natin. So long as these leisure activities are not directly related, it kind of helps you recharge your batteries or somewhat reset your mental.
Okay, so thank you,
Yeah,
sir. I
it's
think I have an
motorcycle.
idea na kung
Yeah,
paano
it's yeah,
pupunta ang ating talk for today. So maybe let's try testing your screen, sharing your screen
for sure.
before I leave for to give the floor to you.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah. Can you see it now, Robert?
No, not yet, sir. Let's wait for a bit. Minsan matagal lang mag-load.
Okay. Sige.
Is it loading sa part niya, sir?
I'm sorry,
We
what?
currently... wala pa po sa amin ang screen share niyo.
Wait. Okay.
So while we're waiting, reminder lang sa ating viewers na anytime during the talk, you can comment your questions because after this, we will be having our question and answer portion. Sir Boying will be here to address all your questions. And
Yeah.
yes, there na.
Yeah.
Okay na
Can you
Sir
see it now?
Boying, nandun.
Okay na.
And I will leave the floor to you and I will see you later. Thank you.
Sure. Well, again, I'd like to welcome everyone. I'd like to thank the entire team of Jobs 180 for making this event possible. I wish everyone that you're at home and safe. And I know you guys. This is quite important. This is the new norm, doing it via online. So I hope that the topics that Jobs 180 picked for all the participants will somehow give you some insights into what you can actually do, especially with the current situation or current environment that we are all into. Now, the topic that was assigned, I was asked to share with you guys is that turning your hobbies into a career. You know, I'm sure everyone who we all underwent this ECQ pandemic situation. Medyo maraming storya na nangyari, no? People had different takes. Some were because of the so much uncertainty. but at the same time, there were a few, or there were some who saw this as an opportunity to kind of reconnect with themselves, understand and appreciate the value of time being spent with the people that actually cares about them. And then at the same time, it was an opportunity to self-actualization and develop siguro new skills, and probably new hobbies as well. And in my case, I saw most, if not all, of my friends getting into cooking, baking, from ube pandesal to sushi bake to uh, doing a lot of things. There were several activities being done during the ECQ, and it actually is an opportunity to kind of develop new set of skills that or tap untapped activities that you've been doing in the past, and now that we are given so much time with very limited resources, outside resources, it was an opportunity to most of us to kind of reconnect or rekindle yung mga activities na yan. So, very timely. Kaya medyo na-excite din ako when I was asked to share to share some insights regarding turning your hobbies into a career, no? But for purposes of this presentation, let's kind of differentiate what it is, no? Sabi niya, what between the difference between a job and a career. A job is pretty much your daytime job. Career, in this for purposes of this presentation, let's define it as something that is not related to your daily job. Like, it's your hobby. It's like something you are completely passionate about and are getting monetary compensation for it. And speaking of hobby, like, there are several role models that we can look up to. There are a few there that there was an example that I kind of met the guy in person when I attended her seminar. She started melting red crayons and turning them into candles, and it was just a hobby at first, and then she turned it into a career, and now earning probably more from her daytime job. So understanding the difference between job and your hobby is a very important thing. Just like I have mentioned earlier, this hobbies of yours are either different from work or maybe similar, but pursued in a light-hearted, playful, and less kind of serious way. Now, why is this important? That we kind of reconnect or look into these kind of activities, because this will kind of help us. Parang this will act of some sort, no, as a buffer between your personal and your professional lives or careers, no. And like I said kanina kay Robert, no, this is actually a barrier, so to speak, that gives you time to develop yourself, new set of skills, ika nga, and recharge your batteries, which is importante. Kasi this will also help you regenerate and preserve yung inyong psychological resources, which is of course such as confidence. So that's very important, no? Now, how do you get there? Consider your interests, and when you consider interests, this is not just going back a month ago or 2 months ago that you were interested in. This is kind of dating back, growing up. What was like, when what was your childhood like growing up? What kind of environment that you surrounded yourself with. So that will more or less gives you an idea of what is it that you actually want for yourself. What is it that you want to pursue, and maybe do it as a maybe start it as a hobby. Just like maybe the founder of Facebook. I'm sure most, if not all of you, saw that. Saw a movie that was depicted from his career, wherein he created a social media website for the school that he was attending to, and that side hustle that he did, that hobby that he did, turned out to be, a multi-billion-dollar investment now. So those kind of things, those kind of things. Sometimes uh, these unexpected hobbies that we grew up or enjoyed doing during our careers can turn out to be a blessing in disguise, and maybe it is something that we can actually pursue, and and aside from the job that we are actually doing, something that can help you generate or you know earn a little bit more extra than your aside from your daily job. Now, aside from that, there's a lot of things to be considered. It's not like just kunyari may naisip kayong gawin, like if you want to start baking, cooking, or uh, uh, drawing or painting or something, whatever it is, you have to consider, especially if meron din kayong meron din kayong trabaho na ginagawa, because those will somehow affect also how efficient or how effective yung magiging hobby ninyo if you want to really kind of pursue it, no? So you have to understand yung schedules. You have to understand the certain requirements, the work setting that would require you to kind of perform at a high level in pursuing this hobby of yours. So uh, it's a good thing that the first step that you need to understand or develop is ano ba yung gusto nyong gawin na nag-enjoy kayo, na that saying, do what you love, and it's as if you're never gonna work for the rest of your life. You know, it's exactly true, because if it's something that you know and love by heart, it's something that can be developed over time. But like I said, once you have that, the next step that you need to consider is the setting and how you will be pursuing and how you will be getting it done in the next few days, in the next few months, and so on and so forth. Because aside from that, commitment is very important. Now, question is it possible? Yeah, of course it is possible. And don't it is also important that you kind of surround yourself with the people that has a shared interest with you. Meaning, you have to have a really support group, because kailangan mo ng support group para saan? For feedback, for reviews, para malaman mo kung ano yung kailangan mo pang i-improve on, or what you can not include in your next batch of orders. You know what I mean? Like uh like kanina, we were talking about the company that I represent. Uh we're in real estate sales, Greenfield. We are into selling condominiums, lots, house and lots, and so on and so forth. Now, ang question is, don't ever settle for just one income. You find another source, and this is exactly the topic that we're talking about. You look for a hobby. Sa industriya naman na ginagalawan ko ngayon, we're selling real estate properties. If you make a sale this month, that should not stop you from getting your second, your third, your fourth, and so on and so forth, because that's what sales is. Real estate is all about unlimited or experiencing financial freedom or unlimited income, but that can only happen if tuloy-tuloy din ang benta. Now, the question is, should you do it? Should you pursue your hobby? Like I said from the very beginning, uh, I'm 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 a big fan of creating or having a leisure activity or a hobby. Okay, but like I said, this is not just about doing it na nag-enjoy ka lang ng basta-basta, but if you see yourself or you see an opportunity to actually pursue this hobby and make a career out of it, then you have to do your homework. You have to do like the one indicated in the screen that you guys are seeing now. You have to do some research. Like, how would you position yourself, since there might be other products of similar brand or similar style, with the one that you have in mind, no? Baka may kaparehas ka, baka may katulad ka, paano mo ba ipoposition yung sarili mo, sino ang magiging target na market mo, saan mo ipopromote, anong iba't ibang mga platform that you have in mind to help you promote. Like in this case, it's pretty obvious. Most most likely it's all about referrals, it's all about network, and of course through social media, different social media platforms. That is equally important as well. Now, like I said, it's possible and you should do it. Like the question is, like, you should answer like the three questions, like what, why, and how. So number one way to address is that you have to keep reinventing yourself, reinventing your product, reinventing yourself in terms of how you would be able to position or market it. Now, like I said, like there's no success stories in whatever businesses or brands that you guys have in mind kung walang feedback yan, kung walang criticism yan, or kung walang competition yung mga yan. Because otherwise, if it was that easy, everyone else would have done it. You know what I mean? So you have to, like I said earlier, no, importante din na you surround yourself with the people that will help you or understand yung magiging journey mo, yung hobby na gusto mong i-pursue, because they will let you know, okay, they will give you a criticism, whether it's a good review or a bad review. They will tell you straight, if what else can you improve on, or what particular area you can actually continue doing, because that will help you. Okay, that will help you uh, get the share that you would want in terms of pursuing it as a hobby. Now, at the same time, there's no, like I said, there's no good or bad review. Lahat siyang feedback na yan, you need to, be open about it and be objective about it, because that's the only way you can actually improve yourself, okay, and you can also improve the product or whatever project that you have in mind. And then at the same time, you have to trust your timing. I think this is very important, no, when pursuing a business. Like, there are a lot of people similar to my, who are also in the same industry as I am, who has other businesses aside from what we are currently doing. But like I said, you have to trust yung timing. It's okay to compare your products with the others, but you have to understand that bakit you guys are probably asking na bakit sila nakakakuha na or kumikita na ng ganito. You have to understand yung time, yung the people, yung products, and yung uh, yung dami ng produkto na napoproduce nila over kung ikaw lang mag-isa ang gagawa niyan. Baka meron silang mga kasama or katulong na tumutulong sa kanilang gumawa ng produkto or para makabuild ng brand na yon. That's why it is very important that your timing, you trust your own timing, and then you have to pace yourself. Like I said from the very beginning, this is supposed to be a leisure activity, and you're kind of testing the water if it's something that you really want to pursue, or maybe look into the other way and maybe pursue something else. But like I said, there's no wrong or right uh, activities here. All you have to do is just, if this is something that you really want, if baking or cooking or developing a new product, or maybe creating a new accessory or a clothing line that you want to pursue, if that is something that you really want to pursue and you want to test if you have a good market for that, if you can get a lion's share of that market, then go for it. But again, you have to pace yourself. You have to understand that wala namang wala you can be mysteriously or mistakenly be great at something all of a sudden. You know what I mean? So you have to understand, that it is a process. It's a step by step that you will be making some mistakes along the way, which is a good thing, because failure allows or teaches you to understand ano yung mga kailangan mo pang i-correct. And that is why it is important also, like I said, that you surround yourself with the people that will help you improve your product as you move forward, in pursuing this hobby or this career. Now, once you've once you've gotten that all in one place, it is important that you stay committed, and you stay consistent. That's I think that's and you have to be confident that this brand of yours that you're actually doing or developing, this product of yours that you're actually developing, can actually go a long way. Those three C's. You have to be consistent, you have to be committed, and you have to be confident about the product that you plan to develop. Because minsan that's when we get lost in, along the way. Because the moment we hit speed bumps, the moment we hit certain kumbaga parang medyo na nalagay lang sa alanganin yung ating produkto, biglang all of a sudden we start like second guessing if it's something that we really want to pursue. The trick here, okay, there's really no trade secret here. uh, the things that you have to do is that, like I said, you have to stay committed. You stay motivated, driven. You have to be consistent. Okay, you have to be consistent, and you have to believe in yourself that this is something you really want, and this is can actually turn into something big, just like how you imagine it from the very beginning. You know what I mean? So that is very important. Okay, and like I said earlier, you have to keep innovating. You have to remain creative, so that that's the only way you can actually improve and get closer to where you want to go or reach in pursuing this hobby or this career of yours. No, so uh, in summary, this hobbies, this current situation allows us to do a lot of things, I mean, we don't know when this pandemic will end. It's like I said, it's uncertain. We are all hoping and praying that we find a cure for this one. you know but nonetheless, it also allows us and gives us an opportunity to try out and do other things aside from our daily hustle, aside from our daily job. You know, it gives us that opportunity to reconnect or tap other activities that we never thought, of doing in the past. It's just that now we kind of realize, because of the situation, that there are the things that you can be really good at, okay, that you can actually develop over time. Like I said, three C's. You have to be committed in whatever it is that you plan to do in the next few weeks, in the next few months, in the next few years. You have to be consistent. Okay, you have to be consistent, and you have to be confident. You have to believe in your brand, because if you don't believe in your brand, no one else will. So that's the thing about what you can do. What the things that you can do with the current situation right now. It gives us so much opportunities, a lot of activities that you can actually do and make money out of it. Make a career out of it. And from hobbies, like I said, turning these hobbies into actually a career is something that is a thing of the past. No, it's not a thing of the past, because like sabi nga natin, marami nang gumagawa nito noon pa. Okay? So that doesn't mean na it is something na you, me, or everyone else who's watching na hindi natin maaaring magawa para sa mga sarili natin. You have to understand that this, etong situation natin na to, with everything that is being happening around us, that should give us an opportunity to look into positive things that we can actually do and influence, in order for us to kind of share, what we believe or strongly believe na makakatulong, no? Makakatulong sa sarili natin, makakatulong sa pamilya natin, at importante, makatulong na rin sa iba. All right? So, like what Robert mentioned earlier, if you have questions, concerns, or clarifications, I know I'm given a few minutes to of some sort, for this talk. I mean, I'll be free for that. But for those of you guys who were asking earlier about who Greenfield is, we are a real estate firm. We're into developing condominiums. We're into developing house and lots and commercial properties as well. So we are actually open for those of you guys who want to pursue a career or a job in real estate sales. The contact details are here. You can course it through jobs180/Greenfield M1, or you can visit our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Greenfield M1, or you can directly email us to recruitment@greenfield-m1.com. All right. And that's I guess that's it for now. That's it for now. Robert, do we have anything?
Yes, sir. So, well, thank you for your talk. Actually, isa ako dun sa mga taong hindi familiar at first sa difference between job and career. So, I was listening and very thankful for being here, having heard yung explanation mo to it. But then I will use this to segue to our first question, because some of our viewers are interested in starting their careers with Greenfield Marketers One. So you mentioned earlier that we can check yung links na sinabi nyo kanina. but maybe you could give more details about yung available positions or positions that may be available soon.
Right now, the most of the available positions that we have under Greenfield are for sales positions. So if you see yourself, you know, who funds in terms of networking, uh, talking to people, and presenting, you're very comfortable doing online presentations or face to face presentation. Of course, provided that we observe, you know, the protocols, safety protocols. There's an opportunity for you to earn a limited amount of commission, okay, through selling real estate. I mean, we have a couple of projects situate. We have projects in Mandaluyong and projects in Santa Rosa, Laguna. So if you're from the south or living here in the in metro nearby areas, in Metro Manila or situated near Mandaluyong, maybe a career in real estate sales is something that you may want to consider, for now, because not only you get commissions, but you also get incentives. You also get for every sale, for every production that you make, and then of course you get an allowance to help you mobilize as you pursue a career here in as well.
Okay, so
Robert?
thank you, sir. Well, most of our viewers are fresh graduates. Well, either are these positions available for fresh grads, or what could these fresh grads do or develop to be able to achieve and reach these positions or higher positions?
The thing about why I kind of uh I kind of was excited about this talk is because I think sales is the greatest. If you'd ask me personally, it's actually the one of the greatest equalizer because pretty much anyone can do it. There's no specific course. There's no specific gender, race, or nationality. If you are fun into like selling, pretty much it's something that we unconsciously do, like selling an idea, selling a theme, a topic, or some sort, or in this case, selling a real estate property. You know, any course will do. Fresh grads or uh, those who want to kind of transition to a new career. With especially with the current situation that we have now, anyone is welcome to join Greenfield Marketers One.
Okay, so I think that's good news for our viewers. I'm sure kasi ang most of our viewers might be, well, kinakabahan sila given that yung after they finish their course, baka walang available position na related to their course. But sana viewers, narinig nyo, sales, hindi sila nagdi-discriminate sa kahit ano, sa course, sa
Kahit
tao,
ano,
gender, race, whatever. Sales is for you, pwede, and you could look for these positions sa Greenfield Marketers 1. So, Sir Boy, I think those are our questions for now. And again, viewers, you could check the available positions at jobs180.com/Greenfield M1. So Greenfield M1 stands for Greenfield Marketers 1. So
Marketers One. Yeah.
yes. Thank you very much, sir. I hope maybe sometime in the future, baka sa future area-centered webinars which I mentioned earlier, baka pwede din namin kayo tap. Thank you very
Sure,
much,
sure,
sir.
sure. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, so before we move on, gusto ko lang mag-thank you and say hello to our school partners at viewers from St. Mary's MTC Colleges, the Women's Center, St. Paul, Manila, AUF, and UE Caloocan. Ito ang ating mga early birds for now. Sila ang mga unang nag-comment. So hello to all of you. Reminder dun sa mga iba, sa mga viewers natin na kakarating lang, please comment your name, school, course, or the year you graduated or graduating. So name, school, course, year graduated / graduating. Sige. So let us now move on to our second topic. And to introduce our second speaker, I will be flashing here details about our second speaker, which will cover the next topic on digital fatigue and detox. So she is Product Management Associate from Iontech Incorporated's Enterprise Division handling data center solutions. Let us all welcome Miss Anna Regina Cinco. Hello, Miss Anna. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, Miss Anna. Well, medyo choppy kayo. Maybe we'll wait for a few seconds. And there, I think, well, malinaw na
Hello?
sa akin on screen nyo. Yes, okay na ang audio and video.
Sorry, medyo
So,
yata.
choppy ako for you. Sige, let's wait, I guess, for a few more seconds. Is it better on your end po? Hello? Well, to our viewers, nagtataka kung bakit medyo may difficulty. Ang lakas ng ulan sa labas. Sana dun sa mga nanonood from different areas, maayos ang net nyo despite yung
Sorry,
rain.
it's
So, Miss
lagging.
Anna, okay na po? Hello, Miss Anna, okay na po? So, sige, let's wait for a few more seconds before we move on. Hello again to our viewers. Lalagay lang muna natin si Miss Anna backstage and we will find a way para maayos ang ating internet, ang ating connection with her. In the meantime, again, comment your name, school, course, and the year you graduated or the year you are graduating para sa ating mga students. Okay, let's try again. Miss Anna, okay na po? Hi, Miss
Hello?
Anna. Yes, Miss Anna, I can hear you. Hello, Miss Anna. Good afternoon. Let's wait again for a few seconds. I think, Miss Anna, malinaw naman ang video nyo.
Hello,
Kaya
Robert.
wala lang po mapasok ang audio. Hello? Miss Anna, I can hear your audio well. I can see you well also. I hope soon maging same din, maging malinaw ako on your end. Hopefully as well sa ating mga viewers, wala kayong issue sa ating connection since we understand isa to sa mga difficulties when we do our webinars. Okay, let's check again with Miss Anna. Hello, Miss Anna. Hello. Mukhang malinaw again. So I'll put Miss Anna again backstage while we figure this out. So sa ating mga viewers na mention ko kanina na meron tayong school-centered seminars at area-centered seminars. Yung area-centered, again, naka-cluster yung mga schools per city or maybe sa mga areas na cities na magkakalapit sa isa't isa. But if merong schools na gusto sarili nila, yes, we can do that. Ano ang advantage pagdating sa ating school-centered webinars? Well, ang ating school ang pwedeng mamili ng topics na i-discuss natin. Unlike sa area-centered, mostly mas generic, mas kami mamimili. Yung school-centered, pwede ang school mamili sa topics na i-suggest namin sa kanila. Or maybe they could request for a few topics and then we would check if there's something that we can do about it. So, nangyari na rin before we actually have school-centered webinars scheduled within the month. So, maybe you could also see it kasi naka-stream din naman siya live dito sa Facebook. So, I could see Miss Anna back sa ating video. Miss Anna, can you hear me? Hello? So, I could see here the presentation of Miss Anna, but the video is not there. So, she actually turned off her camera for a bit para mas maayos ang connection for the presentation. If ever, Miss Anna, you could hear us and maybe kung... Ayan, I am starting to hear audio from your end, Miss Anna. And we could see clearly your presentation, digital fatigue and detox. I think if we could hear your audio, pwede naman na mag-start even
Yeah,
if
hi.
naka-turn off mo na yung camera. Yes, Miss Anna, I think naririnig ko na kayo now. Hello?
Yeah, okay. Sorry, naglalag yung connection dito sa office.
Okay.
But yes, hi. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. This is Anna from Iontech, Project Management Association. Associate handling data center and enterprise networking products. So the second topic for today's event is digital fatigue and detox. So you might be wondering what does digital fatigue mean? So let's start with what is digital fatigue. Digital fatigue is a state of mental exhaustion and disengagement that occurs among people who are required to use numerous digital tools and apps concurrently. Digital fatigue also affects your mental health when you are using devices and apps simultaneously on everyday basis. And we are not only talking about you using your smartphones while watching television. We are also talking about juggling processes across dozens of enterprise platforms such as Cisco WebEx, Zoom, Skype for Business, Microsoft Teams, SAP, Oracle, etc., while still meeting expectations for performance and productivity. Digital fatigue is also timely and very relevant for students during this pandemic, especially that every students are attending their classes through online platforms. Digital fatigue is endemic in modern workplace. So in an estimate average, medium to large size enterprises has more than 300 mission critical apps such as SAP, Oracle, etc. While individual employees are tasked to gain proficiency on 9 to 12 or even more according to various studies. Besides the things that are needed to be done on these mission critical apps, there are also requirements, there are also tasks that are expected to be accomplished and needed to be done. By the numbers for each company or enterprise, there will always be processes that need to be followed. And each process has almost 90 steps. Removing all the outliners, there are 4 to 26 steps for each process, and one company or an enterprise has 765 business processes that includes between 4 to 26 steps. Imagine that you need to do over 19,000 steps in one day. Such processes included completing sales forms, sales forecasting, performance management, expense claims, CRM contact management, updating personal information, and even onboarding a new employee. And because of this, a study shows that there are two profound contributors in digital fatigue, such as the first one is the actual time, and the second one is the number of steps required to complete processes on enterprise software. For number one, for the actual time, ideally, business processes should not take more than 70 seconds. If a process takes less than 70 seconds, there is a 70% success rate by users or even higher. But if the process requires more than 2 minutes, it will most likely drop into 50% and even lower. Same goes with number two. Number of steps required to complete processes on enterprise software. The ideal number of steps in a process is 5 steps. If a process requires 5 steps or fewer, there is a 70% success rate or even higher. You can do or accomplish your job in 100% success rate. But if a process requires more than 5 steps, it is more likely users will drop and even lower, at least you're not able to do anything else. So what does it mean? Inefficient, redundant, and time-consuming processes exposes your workforce, the students, the employees, to the threat of digital fatigue. Because of that, employees or students will not be able to focus on their work, on their studies, on the jobs that they need to do. They might be able to finish their tasks, low productivity level, and worst is some of the employees might resign as well. That is the reason why do you need a digital detox. Here are also some of the reasons why do you need a digital detox. So it is not only applicable on enterprise level or on corporate level, it is also applicable for those students or even each individual. So first is technology can be stressful. Digital devices can disrupt sleep. Heavy device use may be linked to mental health concerns. Constant connectivity affects work-life balance. You are not able to spend quality time with your family or friends because all you think is your unfinished work, your phone, or the apps you're using. Social comparison makes it hard to be content. You spend too much time in social media that you have probably found yourself comparing your life to other people, such as your family, friends, or to total strangers and celebrities. Digital connectivity can make you feel like you're missing out. FOMO, fear of missing out. This is the fear that you are missing the experiences that everyone else is having. So, as mentioned in number five, you are starting to compare yourself to others. And here are the signs that you might need a digital detox, so not limited to. So, first one is you feel anxious or stressed if you cannot find your phone. You cannot live without your phone or anything else or any device that you're using. You're constantly and unconsciously thinking about work. The second one, you feel compelled to check your phone every few minutes. You feel depressed, anxious, or angry after spending time on social media. You are preoccupied with the likes, comments, or reshare accounts on your social posts, and you find these notifications a big deal. You're afraid that you'll be missing if you don't keep checking your device. The sixth one is you often find yourself staying up late or getting up early to play on your phone. You close your eyes in the night and the last thing you see is your phone, and when you open your eyes in the morning, the first thing you see or the first thing you find is your phone. And the seventh one is you have trouble concentrating on doing your without having checked your phone. So you lose focus because you're checking your phone constantly. You are not able to do the job, the stuff or the things that you needed to be done because you're constantly checking your phone. So because of that, there is a I listed down the digital detox on how to do a digital detox. So I listed down three, but not limited to. So first one is be realistic. For a lot of people, completely removing all forms of digital communication might not be possible, particularly if you really do rely on staying connected for work, for school, or for other obligations. So if you need your devices during the day for your job, for your work, for your studies, try doing a mini detox at the end of the day. Pick a time when you want to turn off your devices and then focus on spending an evening completely free of these devices. And then number two, set limits. Well, it isn't always possible or even preferably to completely disconnect. You might want to set limit for yourself. For example, you might want to use your phone to play Spotify or Apple Music playlist while you are working out. So you might want to set your phone into an airplane mode so you won't be distracted by any phone calls, text messages, or other messages or app notifications during your workout. And the third one is remove the distractions. Another way to start your digital detox is to turn off your push notifications or delete social media apps. including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, or news websites that sends alert every single time you get a message, mention, or a new post. So here are some of the lists that I listed down so that you can use for detoxing. So first one is let your friends and family know that you are on a digital detox and ask for their help and support. The second one is find ways to stay distracted and keep other activities on hand. You might want to start learning how to play guitar, cooking, read a book, etc. Delete social media apps from your phone to reduce temptation and easy access. Try getting out of the house. Go to dinner with friends. Or maybe not because it's pandemic. So you might want to go for a walk when you are tempted to use your device. And lastly, keep a journal to track your progress and write down your thoughts about the experiences you experience during this detox. So if you feel or see signs that you're having digital fatigue, you might want to try these steps and tips. And I hope this helps you. I know for sure every one of us is experiencing digital fatigue. So you might want to try these steps for digital detox. So this ends my presentation about digital fatigue and how to do a digital detox. So I think I still have time for a short presentation about Iontech. So I want to introduce to you who Iontech is. So Iontech was established in 1997 as a small corporate reseller of custom order and assembled personal computers. The company, through consistently profitability and growth, has evolved into an IT products distribution. Now, Iontech is the leading IT distributor in the Philippines. So we focus on broad-based as well as value-added distribution of three Cs. So computer, communications, and consumer electronics products. So Iontech is also divided into three major business units such as consumer IT division, telco sales division, and the division where I'm in is the enterprise solutions division. So under enterprise solutions divisions is we have five product solutions. So we have the data center from server storages to networking switches, imaging and commercial for document scanners and LCD monitors for corporate and commercial business needs. Surveillance and security is for CCTV and IP cameras and the solutions for surveillance and security needs. The fourth one is commercial and video, large format displays, speakers, and other products that can cover commercial audio and video. And then platform solutions, it has an end-to-end solution for back-end system for command centers. So here are the products that Iontech is carrying. So some of you might be familiar with the products such as Intel, Kingston, and some of you may not be familiar. So if you want to know more about these products, you want to know more about Iontech, you can contact Jobs 180 or directly contact Iontech for more details. And that is the end of my presentation. Thank you for your time and attending this webinar.
Okay, so thank you, Miss Anna. To our viewers, sana isa sa mga takeaway nyo dito is ang digital fatigue. Hindi porket dahil nasa bahay ka lang, hindi ka nagko-commute, naglalakad ng malayo, hindi na kayo mapapagod. So, huwag kayong mapraning na, ay, bakit ako napapagod? Wala namang ginagawa. Ang digital fatigue ay isa talaga sa mga problema. And sana makita nyo, kung hindi nyo napansin, pwede nyo balikan tong video, makita nyo ang mga signs kung paano kayo nakaka-fatigue yung exposure nyo digitally. So, if Miss Anna there, Miss Anna's here. Miss Anna, we have a few questions for you. I will ask this question first dahil nga na-introduce niyo yung Iontech earlier because someone is asking about the things or activities that Iontech is doing for employee engagement or for motivating employees. So things are activities Iontech is doing for employee engagement and motivating employees. While we're waiting for Miss Anna, pwede pa kayo humabol ng inyong comments. Lagay nyo lang sa comment box ninyo. Hello, Miss Anna.
Okay, hi
So,
Robert. Sorry, medyo
there.
choppy. So the question was, what activities does Iontech do to engage the
Yes,
motivated employees? So most
correct. Tama po, Miss Anna, you got the question right. That is what our viewers are asking. Maybe you could explain once maisa ang ating connection with you. So, based on sa comments, mayroon pa ako isang
Okay,
nakikitang
so
question
sorry,
here.
medyo choppy lang. Pero okay, the question I received is what activities does Iontech do to engage the motivated employees? So most likely, um, we do we do have maybe for per team. We also do go out. We also do dinner. So we can do distressing, so it's like detoxing. So we usually go outside with the team, with the company, so that we can do distressing at the end of the day.
So, in relation, itong next question, Miss Anna, is more for you personally. Kaya sa inyo po, anong pinakagusto nyong paraan ng pag-detox? Especially kung para sa mga students na demotivated at disengaged na. So, kung ano ang ginagawa niyo personally na pwede nyong ma-share sa atin na viewers na baka pwede nila gawin kapag sila ay
Okay,
demotivated at disengaged.
for detox activity na ginagawa ko for myself is, I also listed down in my presentation na most likely I limit myself. At the end of the day, I stop using devices, I stop using my gadgets, so that I can detox from the stuff I did for the whole day. So like that.
Okay, so thank you, Miss Anna. I think ako rin, isa rin sa best na ginagawa ko. Very simple, but sometimes we forget to do it. So, very good tip sa ating mga viewers. I'm sure you are aware, pero kapag paulit-ulit natin na naririnig, kapag nakikita natin na nagwo-work for others, baka ma-reinforce at gawin na rin ng ating viewers, set aside just for a bit. So thank you, Miss Anna. That's it for our questions. Our viewers, to learn more about Iontech and their available jobs, please visit jobs180.com/Iontech. Once again, that's jobs180.com/Iontech. Nakikita nyo sa baba na may banner nandun ulit kapag ninyo naririnig ng maayos. Okay, so thank you very much, Miss Anna. And we hope to have you as a speaker, maybe sa ating mga school-centered at area-centered webinars. Thank you. Okay, so while we're waiting, gusto ko lang ulit, acknowledge naman natin ulit ang ating mga schools at viewers na nandito pa rin hanggang ngayon. Nandito kayo nung simula at natutuwa ako na meron pa rin kayong comments. Galing St. Therese College, TESDA Women's Center at ang UE Caloocan. Yan. Kanina ko pa kayo nakikita, nagko-comment. Very good. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you sa ating school partners na school representatives na halatang nagawan ng paraan para ma-reach sa inyo itong ating ginagawa. Okay, so, let us go to our last topic. Last topic na tayo. So, to introduce our third speaker, I will flash yung ating title card for him. Our third speaker is from Metro Pacific Tollways Corporation. He is the AVP for Human Resources and Administration. So here, she has over 16 years experience in HR, handling end-to-end talent attraction, development and engagement with Masters in Management Psychology and Counseling and Masters in Industrial Relations. Let us all welcome once again the AVP for Human Resources and Administration of Metro Pacific Tollways Corporation, Miss Sigrid Lucy Shun. Hello, Miss Sigrid.
Good
Good
afternoon, Robert.
afternoon.
Thank you for that
Yes,
as
nice
well.
to have you here with us. So, our topic is balancing productivity and wellness. Have you encountered anyone na may difficulties balancing these two? As in, anyone close to you na may difficulties sa pag-balance ng productivity and wellness?
I think it's always a struggle naman anywhere whoever we are or wherever we are. We need to balance productivity and wellness.
Mm. Well, yeah, for our viewers, talagang issue siya whether nasa bahay ka or not. This
Mhm.
is very useful for you. Baka sabihin mo pagkatapos ng quarantine, pwede mo pa rin balikan ang video na to because yung tips here, balancing productivity and wellness will be useful even kapag nakabalik tayo sa school or sa ating work. So, Miss Sigrid, maybe let's try your
Share.
screen. So, well, may test screen tayo. Audience, again, you can ask questions sa ating comments and babasahin natin siya pagkatapos ng presentation. Okay, so I can see your screen na po and you are loud and clear. So I will be seeing you again later. The floor is yours. See you later.
Thank you, Robert. So, with the title Balancing Productivity and Wellness, the underlying assumption here is that there exists a positive link between employee well being and productivity. So, I've been with Metro Pacific Tollways for more than 16 years, 10 years of experience, mostly in designing and evaluating wellness programs. We have almost 3,000 employees right now. So when I search Google on productivity and wellness, I got 66,000 million results. So there is really based on this research in this area, we tend to support the assumption of a strong positive correlation between employee well-being and productivity. But the literature demonstrates a need for better evaluation or more consistent measure of workplace wellness programs. It's more rigorous measure of the cost to identify the most effective way of raising employee well-being, productivity, and ultimately our company performance. So that we are on the same page, I'd like to define productivity. It's more of producing valuable and quality work in a short amount of time. While wellness, it's the active pursuit of activities, choices, and lifestyles that lead to a state of holistic health. Okay, so when we talk about wellness, the most impactful solutions aim to take care of the whole individual by offering mental, physical, social, and financial support. So, mental health, this includes our emotional, psychological, and social well being. It affects how we think, feel, and act. It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. So when we talk about what's the importance of positive mental health, because it helps us, helps allows the people to realize our full potential, to cope with stress, work productively, and have meaningful contributions to our communities. So at Metro Pacific, we maintain positive mental health by getting professional help for our people. We have standby psychologists on call, and we even train our employees for psychological first aid training trainers. We also have we encourage them to be aware about mental health through forums and even campaigns. This helps them connect with others and stay positive. Now, most of our employees are also working from home. That's why we had to also encourage them to be physically active through virtual runs. And also, maintaining a positive mental health is through helping others. So we have different business units across the Philippines, and each has their own CSR programs to support the community. So getting enough sleep is among the most critical factors for peak performance, memory, productivity, and even immune function and mood regulations. So how much do you think we need as adults? It's between 7 to 8 hours of good quality sleep. Now, getting enough sleep isn't only about total hours of sleep. It's also important to get good quality sleep on a regular schedule so you feel rested when you wake up. I'd like to share that Daniel Levitin, that's the Organized Mind author, he shared some guidelines for a good night's sleep. First, you go to bed at the same time every night, and then wake up at the same time every morning. If you need to set alarm a clock, then do so. So if you have to stay up late at one night, still get up at your fixed time the next morning. In the short run, the consistency of your cycle is more important than the amount of sleep. So sleep in a cool, dark room. Cover your windows to keep out the light. He even said that 5 to 10 minutes power nap yields cognitive enhancement, improvement in memory, and increased productivity. Now, the second aspect is physical wellness. This entails practicing a healthy lifestyle. This includes having frequent health checks, eating nutritious foods, and avoiding negative habits like smoking and drinking alcohol. So, a recent study by the O.C. Tanner Institute found that physical wellness has a large impact on an individual's overall sense of well-being. So, the study states that as employee's physical wellness improves from poor to good, their overall well-being also improves. Interestingly, the same results were not present in employees that moved from a good to an excellent state of physical wellness. So this finding indicates that whenever an employee reaches a certain level of physical wellness, there is on average only little satisfaction that can be gained by improving physical health any further. So, what do we advise our employers is to enhance well-being. It is important to consider your employees' state of physical wellness. So using this knowledge, an employer can make an informed decision on how big of an impact a physical wellness initiative could make for our individual employees. So when we talk of physical wellness, that comes from making choices to avoid harmful habits and practice actions that support your physical body, health, and safety. So physical wellness for us includes like this one, we do yoga from the house, virtual, and sleep, managing stress, receiving preventive medical and dental care through our annual physical exams for our employees. So, syempre, you still have to eat a well-balanced meal. So, eat in moderation is always the advice. Or what we call the 90-10 approach. 90% you eat good food choices, and then the 10 you're what we call the cheat. When you cheat and indulge with our favorite food. Okay, so a third aspect of is the social wellness. We refer to the quality of the relationships you have and how you interact with others. Social wellness involves a strong social network that can give you support and guidance when you are stressed or need stress relief. So building supportive relationships, dealing with conflict effectively, and making the time for socializing contributes to our overall wellness. So research shows that employees who have excellent social wellness actually yield higher productivity at work than individuals with poor social wellness. So strong, healthy relationships are important throughout your life. They can impact your mental and physical well-being. As a child, you can learn the social skills you need to form and maintain relationships with others. But at any age, you can learn ways to improve your relationships. It's important to know what a healthy relationship looks like and how to keep your connections supportive. So in our company, we create an environment that embraces and promotes social interactions. So like informal meetings, like GAs, General Assemblies, social events like outings and Christmas parties. We also encourage coaching conversations. And one of the skills that we encourage our leaders is listening to others without judgment. or blame, so that they be caring and more empathic to their team. And the last aspect of workplace wellness is the financial wellness or financial well-being. Refers to a person's overall financial health and the absence of money-related stress. It's the result of successful expense management. So financial planning means taking steps to live with your financial means and living in and planning for your future financial health. So according to the Society for Human Resource Management, financial stress results in a 34% increase in absenteeism and tardiness. Employees who worry about money also miss almost twice as many days per year compared to their unstressed colleagues. So money-related stress can also lead to an increase in what we call presenteeism. That's employees coming to work despite being physically or mentally unwell. Now, while it may seem less bad, people are physically present in the workplace after all. Presenteeism seriously affects organizations and costs them a lot of money. Now, worrying about finances can result in a wide range of serious health issues for employees, varying from depression and anxiety all the way to ulcers and even heart problems. In other words, if you can take care of your employees' financial worries out of the equation, that's one step closer to a healthier and happier workforce. So apart from the fact that financial stress affects individuals' health and morale, it will eventually also weigh on their team members and other colleagues. So when you know that financial stress leads to an increase in absenteeism, presenteeism, and illness, ill employees, it's no real surprise that it also affects our productivity. So employee financial wellness is a combination of these. We encourage financial tips through info campaigns, employee bazaars, and we even partner with our co-op for livelihood programs. So according to Tom Rath and Jim Harter, leaders in workplace well-being research at Gallup, financial wellness is effectively managing your economic life. So this simple concept encompasses many factors, including keeping spending within one's means, being financially prepared for emergencies, having access to the information and tool necessary to make good financial decisions, and having a plan for the future. So you've seen the holistic wellness solutions, and so we go back to the question, what does it mean to be productive? So completing more tasks on your list or working longer hours doesn't necessarily mean you're being more productive. It just means you're more busy, and productivity shouldn't be confused with busyness. So Dini Muslihat, she's a productivity enthusiast, defines productivity as working smarter, not harder. It means refining processes, speeding up workflows, and reducing the chances of interruptions. So productivity is best achieved when looking at your current way of working, identifying the bottlenecks, flaws, and hindrances, and then finding ways to improve. So here I share with you some of the things we can focus on to that we can start doing without waiting for any company intervention. So when we say multitasking, it gives you the impression that more tasks can be accomplished as you're doing multiple things at once. So however, the opposite is true. Research has shown that attempting to do several things at the same time takes a toll on productivity, and that shifting between tasks can cost up to 40% of someone's time. That's because your focus and concentration is constantly hindered due to having to switch between tasks. So if you have a lot of tasks on your plate, determine your priorities and allocate enough time for each task. That way you can work on what's urgent first and have enough time to complete the rest of your tasks. Mark Twain once famously said that if it's your job to eat a frog, it's best to do it first thing in the morning. And if it's your job to eat two frogs, it's best to eat the biggest one first. What this basically means is that you should get your biggest, most urgent task out of the way. We all have that big, important task that we don't want to do, but we have to do because it holds the biggest consequence if we don't complete it. So, Eat the Frog is a productivity technique that encourages you to do your most important, most undesirable task first. Completing this particular task before anything else will give you a huge sense of accomplishment. It will set the ball rolling for the rest of the day and motivate you to eagerly complete your other tasks. Now, taking regular breaks is essential for maintaining productivity at work. Working in front of a computer can lead to a sedentary lifestyle, which can place you at a higher risk of heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. So, as well as your physical health, breaks are also crucial for your mental and emotional well being. That's because your brain is like a muscle. The more it works without a break, the easier it is for it to get worn out. So, ensuring you actually take your breaks can prevent you from suffering from decision fatigue. It can also help boost creativity. Now, this is the last tip. Although we know we should, it's easy to forget to drink enough water during the working day. Many of us turn to tea or coffee for the caffeine hit to keep us going. However, like taking breaks, drinking water is essential for maintaining productivity levels at work. It's simple and effective. Not drinking enough water can lead to dehydration and also headaches, tiredness, and weight gain. So, a good tip to avoid dehydration is to keep a water bottle at your desk as it can serve as a reminder to constantly drink water. So, in conclusion, balancing productivity and wellness is just not an employer responsibility, but it is also our responsibility. So, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Sigrid. Hopefully, our viewers would see yung productivity should not be confused with kung gaano kayo ka-busy. Hindi porkit na nagwo-work kayo all the time, mas productive kayo. Sabi nga, take breaks, yung nakita ko 6 minutes every 80 minutes. Back yan by research, huwag niyo na sabihin na pinulot lang yung number anywhere. So, and well, yung iba, I'm sure ma-apply nyo sa sarili nyo. Ako mismo, namaan ako dun sa getting enough sleep, masyadong nakasalalay sa kape. So, yeah, these are some things that you could do. And well, I'm actually glad, ma'am, that Metro Pacific Tollways are getting psychological help for the employees. Um, I've seen na mas nagagawa to now, and I'm pleased to see nga na Metro Pacific Tollways has something like this. So moving on to our Q&A, we have here a question that being someone in the industry for over 16 years, what would be your advice to people na pasimula pa lang sa industry and lalo na ngayong period na to?
Anong advice? In terms of career, I think you need to really look at what's going on outside in the market. Marami kasing transitions tayo ngayon, especially with the intro of technology. There are new roles that they have never been there before. So we need to really be equipped and know what's going on, yung trend. And so also check ourselves if we have the right skills to meet the demands in the market para mas marketable tayo.
Okay, so segue coming from that, sa knowing what's available in the market, sa inyo po, meron ba tayong openings and vacancies? And
So
also
yes.
kung saan regions kayo present?
So we operate the longest toll road expressways like North NLEX, ECTEX, and Cavitex, Calax, and even in Cebu we have the third bridge. We are constructing it. Hopefully it's done by next year. We are transitioning more into digital electronic payment forms. So what we really are looking for are people skilled in the IT background or customer service because those are the things that are essential to the way we meet our customer demands.
Okay, so our viewers, sana narinig nyo na ito ang currently hinahanap nila. And yun nga, yung tip kanina, aside from here, dapat alam nyo what's available and kung anong currently na trend kasi nagbabago mga trends sa kung ano ang best na i-develop nyo sa inyong sarili. So that's it for our questions, ma'am. And for those na interested dun nga sa nabanggit na vacancies kanina, you could visit jobs180.com/tollwayscareer. So that's jobs180.com/tollwayscareer. So thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank
So
you.
again,
Thank
maybe
you.
we could see you sometime again in the future. We have more webinars, school-centered or area-centered. Baka sa areas na mas malapit sa inyo would be good to invite
Yes.
you again. So thank you very much,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
So I think this is it. Yes, this is our last topic to wrap up. Thank you to our viewers once again for joining us. And shout out sa mga nandyan mula simula hanggang dulo. Thank you para sa ating mga school representatives na we could tell na you made an extra effort invite itong mga students nyo dahil nga we saw from the comments na marami sila, hindi lang pa isa-isa na nandito. So, announcements. May nagtanong kanina, I saw sa comments kung paano babalikan ang videos kasi na-mention ko earlier. Kapag meron kayong gustong balikan sa kanilang presentations, pwede nyong mapanood ulit. Ipopost namin to sa aming webpage, Facebook page. So, pwede nyo siya i-share mismo from our Facebook page to our school reps. Baka gusto nyo share sa inyong school pages. Individuals naman, pwede nyo rin panoorin na lang doon. So this is how you could go back dun sa mga tips na gusto nyo tingnan ulit. Yes, they are all available dito sa aming Facebook page. So again, a reminder, you could still join us sa school-centered and area-centered even if hindi kayo from that school or that area. Although hindi na siya catered sa kung anong available sa inyo. Hello? I think